Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bandai Product and Figure Review. I have another really cool unboxing video for us today, and we're going to be looking at another one of Bandai's figurized standard model kits. I have been having a blast with constantly building these particular ones, especially from the Witch from Mercury series, but we are going back into more Gundam Seed. Apparently, some of my videos have been very Seed friendly for a lot of those fans out there, but the one we are going to be looking at is going to be one of the more anticipated ones, and this is kind of where I'm hoping Bandai keeps going with, is making characters and pilots from other Gundam series. And the one I'm talking about is none other than the figurized standard Lunamaria Hawke from Gundam Seed Destiny. And we can see this is her in her pilot suit, and it's already looking really nice. So let's take a look at this and roll opening. Now, this is a beautiful art depiction of Hawke from Gundam Seed Destiny, and it is a really phenomenal. It already looks nice as it is. They did a stunning job with the art depiction on here. So, moving on, we can see how posable she is, and it also comes with a nice, cool little helmet and various ways of posing her for her pilot suit or space suit in per se. So we have a zipped down one, back, front, and with her helmet on. So you can do a lot of really cool space theme with this. And on the other side, we can see a little bit more detail about how the helmet can work. So there is with visor and then one without visor, and this is a nice front and back for her, and this is a cute little art depiction with her main unit. So let's open this bad boy up and take a look at what comes inside the box. Overall, packaging is really nice. Bandai does a very good job of organizing and making sure everything is vacuum sealed, and various pieces. And this is what's going to be kind of cool, are some additional water slides. So we'll get into that in a little bit. And we have our instruction manuals of Lunamaria Hawke. Alright, now let's take a look at the instruction manual. I always love looking at the instruction manuals. First, it gives you a lovely general idea of what to expect with this model kit. And we can see that this is a lovely picture of Lunamaria Hawke on here. So, moving on to the back, we actually see a little bit more like parts colors. This is really nice that they give you different what the different colors are going to need to be for each part, and shows us how the model is going to roughly look when it's finished. So we have a nice front and back. We have one with her helmet off, helmet on, like if she was floating in space, and then we have one that is zipped down, and I will get into talking about what makes this kit kind of interesting for some of us anime and figure fans. But overall, let's take a look at the instruction manual. Typically, it's going to be a fairly simple walkthrough with explaining on how things are going to be put together. So we have a couple of face options here, and it shows us how a lot of these faces can be put together. And we also have faces for decals that we can actually put on. Definitely look forward to those for future tutorials. They are in the works, so do be patient with those. I got some major news coming up, but that's going to be in a later video. Sticking with this, we can see overall it gives us nice instructions on how to put the figure together. And also, this is actually kind of the part that I was a little concerned, is how does the helmet work? And it looks like it is compartmentalized, so you may or may not want to glue this particular one, or have it where you get another kit and you can do multiple things if you're trying to get them all nice and sealed. But overall, it's actually looking really nice. So that is the overall run through of the instruction manual. It's fairly simple on what to expect. And we do have a nice part sheet right here. So we have great color separation based off of the image here. And we do have water slides and some stickers. And then we actually have a new type of piece here, which I actually haven't really worked with as much. I only seen this particular thing in a few models, but we'll get to that when we look at the quality of the models. Now, starting off with Runner A, this is actually kind of compartmentalized, so we even have a Runner A Part 2, so we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So I'll just set it right here. This is basically where we're going to get the iconic hair pieces and various other pieces for the to connect for joints and all sorts of other stuff. And we also have the jetpack, and this is actually where we actually have our helmet. So as we can see, the helmet is in several pieces based off of what the instructions were saying. So we have a left and right side, top of the helmet, and other pieces for the back of the helmet. We also have, I think this might be the torso, and parts for the arm, parts for the legs. Overall, the color is really nice. It's a nice reddish, dark red color. The yellow is a really nice yellow. And then for her hair, it is a very nice purple. It's really well molded. So, unfortunately, I don't really do much with panel lining hair as much. Because, again, hair is supposed to be naturally blended. So, I may or may not maybe do some light highlights with this, but overall it's looking good. It's just like how the 30-minute sister model kits are, and a few other figurized standard model kits, especially which from Mercury, which was, I'm almost saying, is the flagship for at least introducing the pilots. Now moving on to A2, this is where we also have some more joint pieces. And this is where we also have our nice transparent visor. And we can see that that is looking really, really nice. It's nice and sharp. I don't actually see a lot of aftermarket flash from the molding process. So they do a very good job making sure the glass is well done and you don't need to worry about polishing. And I love how they actually have it on the leading edges for some of these. So that was always going to be a pain that's dealing with clear parts. This one is probably going to be a really fun one to actually do. Moving on to B1 and B2. These are another nice red molded pieces. And this is going to comprise more of the lower half of the model where the legs connect. And as we can see, we are treated with quite a few actual options here. So you can actually build both. It's not one or the other. I was a little worried that that might have been the case, but it's looking like you can build two torsos. So you can do one with or without the zipper down or zipper up. So I love how they gave you that option where it's one instead of one or the other. So I just really like that. Overall, the molding is really nice. She does have some really nice booty cheeks here. So I am trying to definitely keep this well within at least a PG-13 rating, minus any explicit content, so I'm probably going to be using very simple children's language describing a few parts on here. This just comes with the territory. So she has some really nice booty cheeks, and it is nicely molded on here. And we also have a nice little belly right here. This is the part that is zipped up, and we have a part that is zipped down, revealing like her t-shirt. So overall, it is really nicely molded. Again, not a lot of flash marks. You could easily come in and paint these. And yeah, it's already looking really nice. So we also have parts for her feet and parts for her arms for the jumpsuit or spacesuit that she has. And they're really nicely molded. So there's a nice little probably pieces that are going to just slide right into here. So overall, it's looking really nice. Next up, we have C1 and C2 for our next parts, and these are more of to help out with the chest joint features, just like the standard 30 minutes sister model kits, where they have a internal joint mechanism that allows you to put the pieces together for the joints. So overall, starting off with this one, we have a lovely light kind of gray, and we have of the legs and parts for the arms, and it's already looking really nice. The molding is really nice. I don't see a lot of aftermarket flash on them, so the molding is phenomenal. So they actually did a really nice job, and there's a lot of nice detail on here too. And this is basically almost the same as this part here, but the reason why they give us in a more of a tealish greenish color, light green color, is this is for when the spacesuit is zipped down, matching the color for her shirt that she wears underneath. Now, moving on to D1 and D2, which this is kind of be a little bit of an interesting thing, was it's like I have two D2s. So what this actually is giving us two different types of faces. One that's already the color that it needs to be, and then we have a blank ones that are essentially white colors. So you could actually paint this any type of color you really wanted and reuse these faces. So I'm more likely are probably going to be using this one, or I could even do a little painting tutorial on how to do blending for that. So that is definitely going to be worth working on for the next project. But continuing on with this, we are now treated with a lot of the parts for the chest, which we have the chest part here that is zipped up, and it's already looking very nice. The molding is really good. It's a nice white color, and as we can see, the shoes, there's a nice little detail right here that will just give us that nice little white highlight on the top of her shoes. And this is also where we have parts of the bottom of the helmet that were, of course, white. Then we have an assortment of hands and various other pieces, and this is already looking very nice. And yeah, I'm actually looking very forward to actually building this. So there are still a few more parts, so let's take a look at the remaining parts. Starting off, we have basically our remaining joints for our model kit. So they are a nice sturdy plastic, and they're the standard typical that you're going to see in most 30-minute mission and 30-second sister or 30-minute sister model kits with the standard joints. This is starting to become the norm that I'm starting to see with a lot of their figurized standard model kits, and I actually really do enjoy this. So if Bandai is listening, just keep up the good work, and I actually really appreciate on how well the quality is. So now we actually have going into our face. So it does give us one face that's already pre-made. Like I said earlier, you can actually make a whole bunch of other faces that you can actually put onto here, just like so. But yeah, overall it is looking really nice. And this is where it's going to be really interesting, as it does come with a nice little decal sheet. And as we can see, it gives us a lot of variety for her eyes. So if there's a particular model kit that needed some eyes, oh, these so help. I wish I knew what the actual scale for these were, that I could actually start putting these like onto like 1/12 or other particular models, but that is really nice. And speaking of decals and stickers, this is literally our entire sticker sheet. So other than maybe this particular one that has a unique graphic on, I may not need to use any of these stickers, because I have a lot of the Gundam markers that can actually do a lot of these colors. So the only one I probably would need is this one with the emblem. And now I have waited till the very end of this video to actually talk about what this rubbery mass is. And this is actually a very unique thing that Bandai has actually started. And this is very, very soft PVC plastic. And as we can see, it's very stretchy and it is very, very squishy. And it's very foldable. And this is basically the shirt portion. So basically we get what I'm almost calling squishy parts. So this is what a lot of people were interested in, actually why they decided to go with a soft PVC plastic, maybe to give it a more of a realistic feel. But this is something that I would almost consider that is literally out of left field for parts, because I've never seen any particular model that I have ever built have very squishy parts. But overall, it is actually really nice. Alright everyone, that's going to conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this in-depth unboxing of the Lunamaria Hawks from the Figure Rise Standard model series. And I'm really hoping Bandai starts doing more model kits of different pilots. This would be a big selling point to put a figure next to your mech. So they started doing with the Witch from Mercury with Soletta, and now they are doing Gundam Seed. So I'm hoping they do a few more. If I remember right, they do have a Kira one that's going to be coming out soon. So definitely look forward to when that one is released. So I definitely want to get those two, and I could do a really cool dynamic battle phase with them, with their mechs coming together, and then doing a little self-imposed, them fighting and yelling at each other while in their pilot suits. So that would be a really cool project to work on. But overall, it is a phenomenal kit. It is definitely a very unique one for a lot of its parts. I'm not going to say any more, but I highly recommend anyone to get these, especially the amount of detail that this does actually come with. I'm actually really impressed with the helmet and how that is put together. So out of anything, just the helmet alone is phenomenal. I love how it's done. And if you have any future ideas, please leave those down in the comments down below. I do read those, and I do make videos upon request if I have the model kits. And or if you want to see any particular tutorials, I am going to be starting to do a lot more tutorials after a couple weeks. I got some major events that I will actually have a dedicated video. So anyone that is watching this one, I'm probably going to be doing a skip for any actual content review, because I got quite a few big projects lined up, and you are definitely going to want to see those. So I'll be dropping a bit of a hint video later in the week on where the heck I am. So until then, I will see you guys in the next episode.